Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna, and I'm your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can find us on television, channel 182, on Charter Communications, and Abundance Television. We're syndicated on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Don't forget the podcast, netsnewsnetwork.net. I've got my special friend right here. We've been friends for years. We're both in media, and she was in media for a really long time. You broke
Still am.
She still is. As long as I'm around, she's still going to be in it.
No, I'm still writing for papers.
Awesome. See, you can't get away from
I'm
media.
still freelance.
Once you get in it,
No, they won't let you get away.
No one will let you go. It's just like,
They'll say, wait a minute. I used to love her writing. I've got to call her. And you're like,
I got a story.
I'm retired and not like.
No, you're not. Well, freelance is awesome because that way you get to stay kind of in it, and then.
Well, when I joined the Marine Corps League,
uh-huh.
Because of my husband, he wanted me to be the public relations director because he knew I could write press releases, and give them publicity, and
that's a talent. You got to know what you're doing when you do that.
I am actually the public relations officer. That's my title with the Marine Corps League. In addition, the Toys for Tots coordinator is separate.
And
I have to write press.
And now here for IC Radio, okay?
And others, other radio stations, other newspapers. You guys may not know it, but thanks to the Times Journal, which is now owned by The Torch, I believe, newspapers, they have graciously run several of my press releases, up to 3 or 4 in the last month.
Yeah, but I'm going to talk about this one. I'm going to do some more digging. We'll get the others later. So you're here because you actually broke the story. I remember when this happened. So we were living in Oxford, Alabama, and I was working for a company called GTE, and I was selling cell phones. This is back in the early days of the cell phone business, and that's back, those great old big, we call them the brick. The big brick. We called them the brick, and it was huge.
With the big antenna.
We had I sold installed. So actually, I was a corporate account executive, which meant I sold to corporate entities and the government. So I had those accounts, and it was a fun job. I really loved it back in the old. Now it wouldn't be so fun because we don't have those accounts.
You're right.
But this was so fun. So I got quizzed about it because people would say, like, those things you tote around. I mean, is that And so I remember it broke on the world news.
It went worldwide.
Little I know, we didn't know each other yet. And so little did I know.
How far down the road is this from Geraldine here? We're 5 minutes away.
5. It depends on how many tractors you get behind. So, and it's 1 lane all the way back. So, that's how that goes.
Okay, no more than 10 minutes.
Oh, no.
From here.
No. Even if you get behind tractors.
Those aliens might have come over here.
I think they probably did. I think they did. But you are the one who broke the news.
Well, I'm the one that, unfortunately, I don't know, maybe it was fortunate because I got a lot of fun out of it. It was a lot of work, but I was working at the Gadsden Times, which I worked there for years, and then I worked for the Times Journal for years. And during all this time, I was freelancing for numerous magazines and other publications. And I got a call. I was working night shift at the Gadsden Times on a Saturday night for the Sunday paper. And that's when, part of my job was to check in with all of the police departments and see any wrecks, arrests, incident reports, and so on, so on, so on, so. So,
and then Gadsden, there had to be happening all the time, going down Megan Boulevard.
And so what happens is when they're going through all of this, and they come to trust you because they know that you will write it in such a way that it's not going to hinder their investigation. These police officers this night called me from Fife. Either I can't recall if I called them. I'm pretty sure they called me because on a Saturday night,
you would have been busy with incident reports and all that.
I would have called the county. And they would have said, well, out in Fife, I didn't call every little town in DeKalb County. And the Gadsden Times covered 8 counties. So I'm pretty sure, I'm almost positive 100% that he called me.
Well, that was a big break for you. I'm glad you're the one that got the call.
Well, I'm sure that probably the Times Journal knew about it, and maybe I think Dennis Benefield had written maybe one column. I'm not sure, but everybody kind of poo-pooed it, you know. So it was not going away. He said every restaurant he walked into, they would ask him if he'd seen an alien lately or something to that effect.
Well, he was a little bit like, I don't know if I want to even
because
say.
I'm a police officer, right?
No, you got to get this guy, okay? So this guy's not one of those. It's like a bullcrapper. You know
No. These guys.
See, he's had to have seen something, or he would have not bothered, right?
So basically, he took a chance by calling me and putting himself out there, but he wanted to go on. Okay, if this is going to continue, I'm going to go on the record, and I'm going to tell everybody exactly what happened. And I happened to come across all of my newspapers, which are from 1989. It was first spotted, I believe, in DeKalb County on February 10th, 1989. And here's just an intro to one of the articles. And here is one of our staff artists who illustrated what the 5 officers saw in the sky on February 10th. And they were looking from the ground
There's
up.
another angle right there. Well, it looks like a guitar pick to me.
It does.
I'm a musical person.
But they were looking at it from the underneath side. Now, the people who reported it, and believe me, I got 1 million calls. Well, close to it.
Pretty darn close.
Every day when I walked in, my assistant editor, well, they call him the city editor, Randy, he would hand me handfuls.
Here's your stack for the day.
Of people who, all of a sudden, now everybody was seeing it, right? And I don't know how much of that was true or not.
Yeah, but I can imagine, okay, I would have seen it. And
everybody was looking for it.
I'm not going to mention it. We'll just let everybody else say they saw it. Because, I mean, you got to think about this. People are going to think you're a little da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na when you say you saw.
But when police officers say they saw it, that gives it a little bit more credibility. And I'm going to read the local and semi-local police agencies who went on record telling me this from this magazine, the UFO magazine.
That's like the magazine for UFOs, right?
It is. It's worldwide, and it is the premier, and it's still, I think, in existence. And they called me once my newspaper articles ran, and they wanted permission to use, snippets of and copies, of things that had run in our newspaper.
They want vital information, so I'm sure they checked you out just to make sure you were like.
They called, yes. So the very first story in the magazine by LaRue Hardinger, and I did write it, and it's several pages long. I will just skip over to these agencies that I was going to tell you who all saw this. You're not going to believe this. Okay. Let me see. Where shall I pick up? This is...
Oh, 5 Fever. I think they should have stuck with that. I like that. 5 Fever.
Yeah. I don't. Okay. And here's these are the original newspapers. These are not copies either. I can find the original.
Now, before you finish, you got to show the cute one of your grandson.
Oh, I will. Okay, here's the original. Okay, already calls about UFOs. Here we go. Gonna start it up again. Okay, see this? I wrote this story, and this was used in this magazine. 5 Fever. 5 Fever. Okay. What happened was after that, crowds started inundating Fife, Alabama, on the main drag. And this is actually a before I get back to the law enforcement agencies, this is actually what I wrote on Sunday, March the 5th, 1989. More than 5,000 people cruised and strolled about 5 streets and sidewalks Friday night, scanning the sky for anything unusual that 5 police Sergeant Greg Works said that normally there was maybe 500 at the most, but that particular night 10 times came, and they were coming from all over the country and some from overseas too. And I went with my family to cover this, and my boys were even, and my husband was even holding their binoculars. Everybody was doing this, or else they were wearing Alf costumes or other.
Oh yeah, Alf was big back then. I remember that.
And there's a picture of people dressed up like aliens. Of course, they were having fun with it. And here's a good place for me to show my earrings, right?
Show them now. I love these earrings.
On the sidewalk.
Will them to me.
Listen, I do not wear large earrings normally, but
Not
there
like I do.
there were vendors on the sidewalk selling T-shirts, caps, UFO this,
The
UFO
vendors.
that, and this lady was making paper mache earrings, which I do have them on still, and I'll show them up closer in a minute. But some of the people who saw this object described it as banana-shaped. Now,
What did they say? I mean, banana shape?
from the side.
Oh, from the side.
From the side, and it had, okay, look at my earrings. Is it red lights on the end?
It's red on the
Okay,
end.
2 red lights on the
And then
end,
you've got your.
and then green lights on top, and then some white lights from underneath. But if you saw it from underneath, it was shaped like a triangle, and that's why you thought it looked like
yeah, guitar pick.
a guitar pick. Okay, here we go. I'm going to try to show you these, but that is a banana.
I mean, I would
can
have
you
thought
see that?
yellow submarine. The yellow
Banana with red little rhinestones and green little rhinestones. And the lady who made these probably is watching. I don't know, but I normally don't wear big earrings, but I had to wear these today. This is probably the only time I'll talk about this. But
No, it's not the last time.
But okay, here are the law enforcement agencies. If you are doubting this at all, this will make you stop and
Yeah,
think.
you'd have to know the people in this area, okay? So that's
They
why
would-
it seems it's very valid. I mean, it's very.
Yeah, their word is their bond around
Yeah,
here.
uh-huh.
We're country folks. This is
And they're always afraid of what people are going to think of them.
and this is a rural area. So, and farming and, good old country boys,
I'm a
and
farmer.
they were like, oh my God, what did we just see? And should we tell anybody?
Should we say?
But here's what was going on. One law enforcement agency was following it in their police units. And then once they got to the next jurisdiction, they would radio it into them and get it. All of these guys were listening in.
Mm-hmm.
And then they would kind of say, okay, it's in your territory now. And they would pick it up and then follow it until they got to the next town. And then they would hand it off. And they followed it for a long distance. But here are eyewitness reports given by Fire Chief Ricky Dobbins, Chief Randall Barnett of the Geraldine Police Department,
I cheer.
Deputy Dale Orr of the DeKalb County Sheriff's Office, Crossville Patrolman Chief Chuck Priest, Alabama State Trooper Van Douglas of Fort Payne, and he just said, Chief Dobbins said, the object almost looked like a star from a distance, except for the different colored lights, said Fire Chief Dobbins.
And that's looking at your red lights and your.
And the green lights, and I just wish somebody would bring a high-power telescope up here and tell us what this is. And their MUFON, the Mutual UFO Network, which is worldwide, is the one who publishes this. MUFON Ballard, the man Ballard is from MUFON. He said some of the five sightings were a couple of major stars. He thought that nightly appeared above 5, but there were too many people who saw it up close, just regular residents who called in, and they were in that stack. I would walk into the gas sometimes every day, and I would call them, I would interview them, and they would actually tell me the details with to the extent that it had to be within 100 yards of them, and some of them said it came down in their pastures. It was just too much to ignore.
So did any of them ever say something like, well, don't use my name, but I'm going to tell you what I saw?
No, I would say up front, everybody else has come forward with this, and here's what. Here's how it began. Actually, this came out the following weekend after the spotting. 5 Police Chief Junior Garmany and Assistant Chief Fred Works. Now they are the originals, okay? Who 11 days ago got a close-up view of an unexplained, unidentified flying object 3 miles south of town. Said reporters have been keeping them busy worldwide and have prompted some fun poking too that they believe is not really fair. This is unreal, Garmany said, producing a stack of telephone messages from reporters in Alabama, Illinois, Oregon, Kansas, Arizona, Maryland, Colorado, California, Ontario, Canada. It goes on and on and on. This is the first time we've run into anything like this. And Garmany had said 2 earlier UFO sightings by police in the area in 1975 and 77 did not elicit a fraction of press coverage as the one that bewildered a score of DeKalb Countyans on the night of February 10th, which will live in infamy.
and it has. It has. As a matter of fact, you know, UFO days, we have those every single year in this area. And so there's going to be one, if you want to come out and just kind of check it out, it's going to be on August the 26th. And as I get more information, I'll send it out there for you guys as well.
Yeah, she will tell you how you can sign up to be a vendor there, or just, you know, when you want to,
call City Hall.
If you want to attend it, yes, they'll tell you. But he said he was good-natured, but everywhere he went, he said the teasing that followed these news reports, he said they had hounded him since it first hit the scanner. So once it hit the police scanner, there was no stopping it. And you heard all of the different law enforcement agencies that came on record saying, we saw this. It's not, you know, anything like we've ever seen before. It was totally silent, and it could move any direction.
Didn't hear anything.
Could move any direction.
No robust, like with a
could move any direction. Yes, and it was just unreal. Here, in fact, once my whole family, I mean, if you're involved, your whole family's involved in a story like this. Once the kids go to school, they're going to say, you know, the kids there are going to say, hey, your mom is the one who's been writing about UFOs. So, saith my middle son, who's now, by the way, a federal firefighter.
How old was he here?
He was in grade school. I don't have a date on it, but and I cut the round out. Put it on my refrigerator for years, but let's see how we can get this. So
yeah, the camera's kind of back.
There we go. Okay, you got a police car there, the UFO. You got the aliens right down here, and he wrote ET. Yeah, this says UFO. It's got some of them inside of it with stairs, and then here's the police car, and with the red lights. But anyway, I've got so many keepsakes. I've still got my original 5 Police Department business card from Fred Works, who's the first one who was brave enough to let me know what was going on, because he saw it was not going away.
No, it's not. Because I'm going to tell you what, when we moved to Charlotte, North Carolina, there are 2 things people would, when they would find out I was from Alabama, 2 things they would say. Oh, well, three things. That Alabama football team's good. And then they would always mention Bo Jackson, those things. And then they would say something about, the group Alabama, for Fort Payne, Alabama. In fact, sometimes people would say, and from Fort Payne, Alabama. So I'd hear that all the time. And then they would say, tell us about those UFOs. I heard that. It was almost nonstop. The UFOs were I always brought that into the picture as well.
Oh, here's another photograph I took of the folks. There's a family that gathered on Saturday night looking up into the sky. Let's see if I have their names.
Let's see if I recognize them.
Let's see what their name. They may not have given me their names. I don't know. Oh, the Davies family of Atala. Atala participates in stargazing.
It's a good 30 minutes away.
Yeah. So, but they were coming from all over.
Now here's a map right here that kind of shows you where the UFO sightings.
Our artists at the Gadsden Times created a map of where the sightings were, right there. If you want to go into the archives of the Gadsden Times, that is the Sunday, March 12th edition.
Is that stuff still on microfilm, or have they done it a little more?
I have no idea, since I haven't been there in a while. But here's an actual photograph that was allowed. We were allowed to reproduce it in the Gadsden Times on the front page right here. And here's the actual photograph right here. And it's not this. It is this little bitty light down there. Okay, and it was close to the ground. Here's another one that I wrote. There were so many. There was one other thing I wanted to show you. Here's an actual. This was back in the days when we rolled our own film, put them in our own camera,
room, all that cool stuff.
Came
they did back in
rushing
those days.
on deadline. That's why I got so many speeding tickets. Anyway, the troopers got to where they just said, slow it down.
Is it something big?
No, that's let me guess, deadline.
Yeah.
But anyway, we had to run back and develop our pictures, hang them up, let them dry, and then print them. And then this is actually one I printed myself. It's an 8x10. I guess it's backwards on there, but it says Fife Fire Department. And this is Fred, I think is that Garmany or Fred Works? I can't remember.
That's back a few moons ago. Everybody's changed.
Hold on. Here he is. Okay. Here's another one I wrote. 9389. See, it kept on and on and on. 9389. There we go.
There you go.
There we go. Okay. The sightings.
You know what? We're going to have to call it a day. We have less than 1 minute left in this segment. What would you like to tell everybody before we go?
Well, I'm just saying that to this day, it's not just, maybe it is an urban legend, but I spent a good year and a half of my life interviewing people.
You remember okay, I knew all about the Marine Toys for Tots and all this. And then I remembered hearing your name. Somebody said, you know who LaRue is, don't you? And I said, yeah, she's with the Marine Toys for Tots. They said, she's the one who broke the story of the UFOs. And then the next time I saw you, it was like, we got to do a show on the UFOs.
Here's an actual letter. I got 1,000 of these. Handwritten letters on their kids' paper from school describing what their UFO they saw.
All right, we're going to have to do another show. This is not enough time. So, LaRue, say bye to everybody.
I don't know if I want to do it anymore.
Yes, she does, too. We're going to get her back. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, UFO Days, if you would like to come in Bigport and our neck of the woods, we'd love to have you.
I may try to set up Toys for Tots there. I don't know.
Oh, that would be grand.
I may do that. I may contact them and try to sign up at Toys for Tots, and y'all can bring, an alien toy.
Dig out the old ET thing,
or make
or Alf.
That would be a good time to donate to us, and also I will even wear my ugly earrings.
I got to have a set of those. I hope she's still there with those. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks, LaRue.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you guys later.
You've been at this for 12 years. Why are you doing it?
Because God's children are not for sale.
Rated PG-13.
At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Hardinger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020. We're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community. Whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need, toys at Christmas, or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Wow, it's so soft and smooth.
It's cool to the touch. How did you do that?
Well, we took MyPillow's patented fill and combined it with this new technology that we didn't have back then when I invented MyPillow to bring you the best pillow in history, MyPillow 2.0. Because of all of you, MyPillow 2.0 has been a huge success, and now we're bringing you our best-selling Go Anywhere MyPillows with the same temperature-regulating technology. Made with my patented adjustable fill and brand new cooling fabric, they're truly the next generation of MyPillow. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save over 60% on our MyPillow 2.0 4-pack special. You'll get 2 MyPillows and 2 Go Anywhere MyPillows. Regular $259.92, now only $99.98. King size just $10 more. This is a limited time offer, so please order now.
The Hatter Cafe and Country Inn is nestled in the northeast corner of Alabama the Beautiful in the delightful town of Mentone. We're located on top of scenic Lookout Mountain near Little River and DeSoto State Park and located only 5 minutes from shopping and restaurants. There is also a nearby community walking path and golf course. We welcome everyone through the doors and we are committed to outstanding service for all guests. At the Hatter Cafe and Country Inn, we invite people from all walks of life to come and get away from it all, enjoy the open spaces, treetop views, fresh, clean air, and experience Southern hospitality at its finest. We look forward to hosting you. To reserve a special event, or if you would love a special getaway at the Country Inn, you can call us at 256-634-2018.
Are you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring, but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer.
Yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.